Hey guys, so I'm going to do a 3 years and 10 months update real quick of what's going on. And I haven't done one outside in a long time. So I'm going to kind of show some things that I did today to show some progress of my healing and recuperation from phalloplasty on August 12th. So I'm going to turn you around, show you kind of what I do out here in my yard. There's still a lot of work to do, but I'm only one person and I don't make my wife do it, and so it's just going to take a little bit longer. Anyway, I'm going to turn you around real quick. Alright, so see that wall there? When I got home from phalloplasty, my dog started sniffing in that hedge and found a little rat trying to nest in this area right here. So I had to cut it real close to the wall, and you can see real trail marks on the wall where the rat had started to come and go from. So today we chopped it back. We got about 8 bags of this stuff. So today I took and cleaned up the wall all the way down so that it doesn't overgrow, and kind of just cleaned up the new growth basically. But I was able to do this today. Felt pretty good actually doing something. I did this last week I think. Took that all off. And so then there's the rest of my backyard. We've got to clean the spa out. The wind's been blowing and it always blows in the dirt. There's a little aspen over there laying down, the little brown one. That's Mama's baby. Gabby owns the pool. That's her pool. She's the one who swims in it in the summer. This is Keish. This is our 12-year-old. We just lost her sister, Misha, our other 12-year-old, about a month ago, or 2 months ago. So this is my backyard, our backyard, and we really enjoy it. For some of those who've been following me know that I have a dual barbecue pit over here, and we did all this rock ourselves. I designed the barbecuer and we built it, and Tony put the rock on. Actually, my hands are too big for that job. I had to take my gas grill out. I'll be buying another one, putting it in there. Water leaked in it and rusted it all out. I'm not going to clean it. I'm just going to buy a new one. There's my charcoal. My charcoal barbecue, actually, that heats up to over 500 degrees. You got to learn how to barbecue on it. I'm going to turn you back around to me. So that's a little bit about me. As far as physical changes, I think that I'm just maturing more. I believe that my face is still getting more masculine. My arms are still hairy and growing. My hair's receding more. But I think the biggest change of all is the continued growing as Ethan. Finding your niche in society. Finding your way of going out and mingling without it always being in the back of your mind. Are people going to look at me weird? Or if people only knew. And sometimes that's what goes on with me. It's like the male privilege is so dominant, and I think to myself sometimes, if they only knew, I deserve this. Well, everyone deserves that kind of customer service. It's not just about men, but that's what our society, our country was built on, was always the woman in the back who held the guy up, who usually, just like Roosevelt, his wife, and I just went blank on her name, she did a lot of the decision making. She's the one who had the thinker always going for the better benefit of the United States. So anyway, it's not about a history lesson, but it is about, just maturing and voicing and the way you handle yourself in society. It's about all that. It's about walking around and being confident with yourself. Transition is not the answer in everything. And there are a lot of people who realize that, or they don't realize that, and they struggle every day. Transitioning is a fulfillment of being able to look in a mirror and seeing that person look back at you of who you are. But if you've got anger issues, if you've had trauma in your life, regardless if it's been physical, mental, emotional, those kind of things isn't always going to heal just because you transition. So you have to realize that how you interact with people, how people see you, unless changes are made within, they may still treat you and see you as you were. And I think that's a lot of some of the things people don't understand that transition, that do have quite a load on their shoulders. We as human beings always should strive at being able to look in the mirror and love that person, like that person. Laying your head down at night on a pillow, knowing that you didn't screw anybody, you didn't judge anybody, you didn't hurt anybody, you didn't cheat anybody. But we're always going to have those kind of people, right? Because how can you know something's good if you don't know bad? So I say to you guys who watch me, being this far into transitioning is still a transitioning moment. It's learning how to talk and learning how to interact and learning or growing into me, how I see things now, how things have changed for me. And there's a lot to it. There's a lot to sexuality. There's a lot to, as I said, how people treat you, how people look at you, especially when you are out in public and they know nothing about you. So I think that the FTMs kind of gain some, and the MTFs lose some in that area. They're used to that male privilege, and some of them don't realize how much they've had until they're looked at as, or seen as a woman. And I've had a few women now, trans women, talk about how, they're made to feel. So it keeps going on. Transition, regardless if it's a medical transition, a physical transition, an emotional transition, or a spiritual transition, we should always be moving forward, and we should always be growing. And so I think that's where I'm at. I'm just growing, continually growing. I'm happy, I'm content. Now that I've had phalloplasty, and I never thought I'd be able to have that, I'm learning how to accept and be a part of that now part on my body. Standing to pee, I get a little shy at the house, and I close the bathroom door. And so it's almost like when you first are together, and then you get more comfortable with things. So I think that's what's going on with me now. It's like 10 years of growing and maturing until you actually evolve to your whole person. And I think that's what's going on. I have not been able to work out because I'm post-op. And I've given the green light to add more activity. That's why I did my yard. And I'm going to be doing that and painting. And then I'm going to venture out to the horses and start spending time out there like I used to. And then I'm going to end up in the gym and start getting these muscles bulkier and break down this more fat on me, and just keep moving forward. That's the only thing I know to do. It's the only thing I want to do, is keep moving forward and being a tool wherever I can be to help people. So guys, like I say, you always take it one day at a time. Our journeys are not always simple, but if we can make it as simple as we can, then we can walk it better and fulfill ourselves in a whole natural way by looking at things in a positive manner. Even in the lowest times of your life, just say, this too shall pass. I always ask myself when something happens that's not in my control, why? And then I start thinking, okay, I may never know why, but there's got to be a positive that comes out of this. And so I wait it out as the best I can. I'm not always perfect, but I keep pushing forward. I never backstroke. So guys, that's my word to you. 3 years and 10 months on T, I'm still moving forward. I'm still growing into Ethan, still maturing into him, and I'm still learning from him. Take it one day at a time and always make your journey as simple as possible. We'll talk to you later. Bye.